from the privacy and safety of my beloved benefactor's estate and sanctuary. At the time of this recording, it is January 12th, 2024, and it is Friday. And today, big surprise, there has been no ethical Department of Justice to see fit to dispatch to me the honesty, integrity of what's happening in my personal case of having been a targeted individual solid for like 4 years without let up. And they still are like too busy worrying about their own little docket than to be a mover and shaker and make things happen to get some relief and some peace and serenity into my life. Oh, because they want to keep on pretending that this treason circuit doesn't exist. They want to keep on pretending that there's a bunch of illegal surveillance perverts peeping in right now throughout the country, throughout the town, throughout the motherfucking earth, really. But, with the societies that have the monetary means in their government to funnel that way into making some green. Yeah, those assholes are still getting paid with our taxpayers' dollars. But for the ones that are getting paid, fuck you guys, man. You're destroying the land. And you're even having a good time being pandered. And your baser needs pandered to. Fuck you. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. But nonetheless, yeah, nobody's come to tell Little Flower shit. Fuck you guys. That's okay, because, karma is a thing, and oh my God, with you doing all of this, all of you judicial, everywhere in between, NSA, Homeland Security, oh my God, you guys are putting your eyes where they don't belong, and you guys are exploiting your targeted individuals coming up with all of these psychological and science Dr. Mengele experiments, and enabling all of this cesspool that everything gets thrown, every bias gets thrown into it. And from fentanyl, trafficking that around, from human trafficking humans around, playing with people's lives like that. You all are enabling that. DOJ, Department of Justice, everybody working in there is enabling all of that. Because right in your jurisdiction, right underneath your little robe, if you took a look for a second to see the kind of shit that's being handled between every other person coming up in there to suck you off, you would see the child trafficking. You would see the human trafficking. You would see the cesspool for what it is and all of that bias it covers. I mean, here's objective data for you. Why don't you find 10 different police departments right now and ask them for a copy of the particular subject of objective protocol that rescues the targeted individual, that rescues the individual being group stalked, otherwise known as gang stalked, and see how many of those 10 police departments can pony up the subject of objective protocol for it. Oh! If that's impossible, well, then guess what? You are accountable for all of that. You and your own families. Because with your negligence, just to look the other way and pretend all of that's being handled appropriately, you enable that at the dinner tables of other people's lives. You enable all of the grooming of criminals to be burgeoned right underneath your nose and robe, just so you can have the egotistical comfort to pretend nothing here is happening. Meanwhile, families are being destroyed. Children are being groomed to be prostitutes. I'm going to say that again. Children are being groomed to be prostitutes. And every homeless shelter, I'm willing to bet every homeless shelter has got the neo-Stasi presence of that treason circuit that is the criminals, destroying the very tapestry and fabric. Listen, if you really, really wanted to do what you can, I mean, like, oh my God, there should be peace in the world, and it's just such a shame that it's not. So I decided to be a Department of Justice employee, and serve the populace. Well, you have an accountability to the populace, and you have an accountability to abolish all of this group stalking, to abolish all of this targeting of the individual. Because when you look around and pretend that you don't have an accountability to ethics or morality, just because it's not against the law, you have an accountability to the Most High to dismantle and instill and abolish gang stalking law, and to sever the funds to all of these criminals that continue to train as handlers to the flying flunky monkeys they get to come sideways at the populace. And fuck you guys for enabling all of the child molesting. I see you guys rocky little dogs throughout your neighborhood and then pretend that you're all nice and good when really you're being pandered to. Really, you're getting your dick sauced by the same motherfucking illegal bread that enables all of the prostitution, all of the sex trafficking, all of the children exploitation in those covens. I mean, you must be covens. For even whenever the truth is glaringly brought before your eyes, you're still running your dick into the ground. What the fuck is the matter with you? Oh, you really are egotistical narcissists and really don't give two shits about the children being exploited right now as the secret ingredient in their fucking wacky sauce of child molestation and sexual deviancy. I'm not going to say anything to you. You all should know. And if you don't, well, that's your own goddamn problem, because that's an issue between you and you. I did my part. I'm the messenger helping to train you fuckers up. Do my research. And then come over here and present it to the best of my ability. But, greedy is as greedy does. So Judicial Department of Justice. You all enable all of this cesspool, all of this neo-Stasi, uprise, insurgents in the secret militia, not so secret, that is ran by FEMA through the implementation of Citizen Corps and InfraGard. Visit targetedjustice.com. Do your research if you don't know. How could you not know? You're sitting over there with your grovelers all around you, sniveling. Why are these people still getting fundage to go out here and initiate the goddamn fucking noise campaign on people? Why are they still employed? Meanwhile, your targeted individuals are still scrimping and scraping by. I have had to sacrifice my own career as a paramedic, working Texas Medical Center between all these wonderful institutions and interfacilities. I've seen everything in between the facilities. All you have to do is just initiate some research and follow me on the surveillance to see where the fucking directed energy weapons are. I don't even have to say a word. Every time I feel it, I guard that spot and I look for the nearest fucking surveillance camera and I stare that bitch down. I left my crumb trail. I left my trail of little breadcrumbs out there for you guys. If you guys care to even make it your own headway to observe the directed energy weapons used on the populace at large, that is not restricted in somebody's house or just Walmart or just a mall. I mean, that's really bad to begin with. But they're in your goddamn medical facilities, bitches. And when anybody who's participating in all of this needs to call 911 for a sudden onset of cardiac arrest, what kind of healthcare do you think you're really going to get Whenever you all have endorsed all of this duplicit behavior, especially in the medical world, dumbasses. How easy would it be to control alt delete you and pick apart your carcass too? So at the time of this recording, still no ethical mover and shaker within the Department of Justice, let alone Congress, let alone whatever faction is out there, has come to beat down my door to give me the first-hand information, some facts about what's going on in my fucking case to bridge any ambiguity with serenity by restoring my justice, by restoring the liberties that I have coming simply by being a citizen in this country. But you all get to pick and choose which citizens get to have the fucking liberties, which citizens get to fucking have justice restored just because they're fucking breathing. Certainly not me. Guess what? Y'all are still targeting me. And those bitches are still getting paid. Now, all of you motherfuckers that have been so indoctrinated don't even hear the goddamn frequencies in the fucking noise campaigns that is playing into your very cellular structure, right down to creating little fucking interferences to run games on your emotional gambit. Energy harvesting off you. Not that you guys think that's an actual weapon. Not that you guys, I'm talking to all the normies, that you guys would actually see the actual fucking technology that's used on the fucking ignorant. The ones that don't have the training or experience to really understand the existence of such things. Most of y'all are so bloated with ego, you can't see beyond your nose. You would actually spite your face by cutting off the fucking nose just to be right. And then turn around and say that, oh, so-and-so, they think X, Y, and Z, therefore they're mentally incompetent, mentally insane. Just because of a variance of beliefs. I believe there's fucking interdimensional beings. I fucking know there's aliens. And as far as I can tell, they abduct me and I never remember. But they trained me. One time they even trained me how to walk through walls, and I was so excited. The next day I felt like I was a kid again at coming up to the high dive and trying to jump in there and just being really scared. Oh, it felt like that. But that was a recovered memory. Hey, maybe I'm just insane, right? And then, you know what? Here's the deal. Is that, does it really matter if it was true? Does it really matter if I just made that up? If I said I believe that, and I'm operating within the ethical bounds of character and have had no unyielding price where I could gain something to compensate my integrity? Who's the insane one? Hey, let's put it this way. When I sit down to dinner and I use my fork and my spoon, I know not to stab you with my fork to death. Meanwhile, you guys are out literally doing the metaphorical, allegorical do-si-do with backstabbing your goddamn targets by exploiting them with your little fake-ass dialogues just to needle them. And if that doesn't work, let's go ahead and put some props in the fucking environment just to needle them some more. With all of your backstabbing motherfucking Thomas, Team Judas, Team Brutus, fake-ass dialogues. Fake-ass backstabbing fuckery. And you call yourself Christian. I'm guessing you just really are part of the covens at this point. Because what Christian would do that? Oh, the kind that pretend to be Christian and still carry on with the goddamn fucking demonic Auschwitz games. Y'all, man, you ain't got no moral compunction even with yourself. You don't even have moral compunction with the younger generation that has been given charge for you to raise upright, for you to raise ethically, but then there you all are, teaching them how to hoe out their liberties for a little something something, and how to snivel and grovel just right for not even an establishment, but for Willy Wonka and Uncle fucking molesting Sam. For the treason circuit part. Get rid of the treason circuit. Then it'd be fair to say that our government is not a child molesting fucking country. Because as it is, it's pandering to it, it's paying for it, it is enabling it, and because it's just pretending to look the other way and that ain't fucking existing, you guys have enabled us to be a fucking country of ran child molesting handlers that are teaching the flying monkeys how to snivel and grovel just right. Meanwhile, they're, sniveling and groveling for their Nabisco treat. They're empty-headed with knowledge to even see if they are the lab rat in your fucking psycho game. That you guys have endorsed, I say you guys, the Department of Justice et al. Have endorsed these companies to come in and play the psychotic scientist with orchestrating lies. Okay, let me tell you about this time my life was orchestrated. And I was like, didn't really want to chase shadows. And I really believed the best in people. And this is how they got me once, okay? So I was over at this park. And as usual, I would practice my staff. And never mind the populace around me. They're kind of weird because most of them are just, I can look at the parking lot and say, oh man, everybody here, about 75% are motherfucking government grubbers. Planted shills. Is that how many covers we got out here? Holy fuck. So I'm like, I'm not going to let some goddamn government grubber running their fucking sleazy game interfere with my life. I'm like, I don't care. So here I am, it's about sunset, probably around 7 o'clock, and I'm practicing my staff, and this gentleman approaches me, and here's the deal. I usually give everybody a chance because I'm just open-minded and hopefully believe the best in people. So, long story short, he's like, okay, how about, because I told him my situation, and because it's just a part of me, and that I seize the opportunity to actually teach others to raise up the populace, because if you guys are participating and you haven't made the headway knowledge that this ran by covens is actually a satanic sacrifice circuit, man, y'all need to get out then. Then I just saved your fool ass. And then if you had any moral compunction, you'd be like, oh my God, all of that bread is doused in the blood of targeted people that was begotten out of the detriment of another child being trafficked and molested. It's a sex ring, dumbasses. It's a motherfucking sex ring. Criminal crime ring, sex ring. All of you guys participating in getting your fucking filthy mitts grubbed on with the government grubbing, you're enabling this sex ring. If you don't like enabling bullshit, then stop participating. Stop getting your fucking hands grubbed by the Gestapo. Hello? It's a sex ring, dumbasses. I say I'm talking to the people participating in it. Walking around the neighborhood with your dogs and everything, and then acting like you're not illegally surveilling when you are. You are enabling the sex ring of molestation of children, dumbasses. Stop. Report those bitches. Report your handlers. They're criminals. They're murderers. They're molesters. They're part of the sex ring. Who you have charge over. So they can groom that one to be a goddamn prostitute. Because you were too busy groveling for your Nabisco treat and your string of dangling carrots for the payout that'll never come? What? So you can have shiny, nice things? At the detriment of somebody else. Y'all need to stop, my loves. It's time. So back to the dude that I met at the park. What he does is like, okay, well, maybe we can help you out by providing you a place to park at night. So, that will help. And at the time, I had been praying for, some help because it was really wearing me down to find a safe place every night. Because these businesses out here are in the business of murder. They're in the business of sex trafficking. They're in the business of getting the little dick all slopped up in the sauce of getting the government grub on. And then enabling all of the wonderful bonus pro bono activities in that cesspool. I mean, they've got one for drugs. They got one for hella wicked drugs, for the drugs that you might use on a person not knowing, or the drugs that you might use on somebody to have a good time, or you can get sex. What kind of sex you want? Do you want somebody of your own age, or do you want somebody of a pedophile age? Or if you're not into that, well, what you got? What you want? We got it here. Meanwhile, your wealthy 1%, they're the ones that have all the money in the world, and not all of the things in the world could ever buy them peace, sense, or happiness. Now they've moved on to getting off on the pain of others for the entertainment, so they can watch, so they can have a good time by jerking off watching people get gang stalked. By watching people set up other people to destroy their lives with their fucking sideways games, with their fucking fake as fuck dialogues, fake as fuck props in their fucking environment, fake as fuck people to pretend they love you just so they can turn around and betray you in front of the camera. And then all of the wealthy 1% are just like, fuck yeah. Meanwhile, you're like having all of your trust exploited 9 ways from Sunday. Each time you have an emotional outburst, they're like, boom, just siphons your energy. All of this fucking fucked up shit, each time you get your ass railed through it, was there to fucking siphon your energy, was there to siphon your energy. And these people get rich off your energy, by the way. And then whenever they think they've had enough, then they go in to kill you. And then they earn the pay dirt for the sacrifice that the satanic rituals have promised them. It's a brilliant, diabolical, fucking slaughtering machine. And you know what? All of the slander and the gossip that the dumbasses buy into, and then help the targeting of the individual just by allowing yourself to pander and have something really juicy to talk about. And you people out there that call yourselves Christian, you guys have bought yourself an exclusive one-way pass into the Zetzer Song of the 5D. You all get the motherfucking karma for that too. And even drug your families into it. Now your children are part of the fucking karma that you have placed them into. Some of you guys don't care. But for the ones that are just now getting a clue, maybe you can do something to fix it. If you're not too fucking weak. Or too fucking overbloated with ego to even give a damn. That's for you to soul search. If I were you, I would soul search the fucking truth and what that looks like to fucking fix it. I'll do a video on it on another time, maybe. But yes, all these assholes are getting fucking paid. So that guy invites me to come, use his driveway. I met his family. And then he was like, well, if you're hungry, I can, bring some leftovers to you. And I thought that was really fucking amazing. I was like, and I just prayed for some help, right? And then I'm like, I'm glad I gave it a go. And then here's something. Like one of the first dinners he helped me out with, I was like shitting bricks, like fucking diarrhea, like up the wazoo. It's a sign of spell work, by the way. And I refused to go inside because I didn't know this man or his family well enough to trust him to enter my body into his domicile. I already had a plan for moving my bowels in my fucking car because I needed that. That's how railroaded and orchestrated my life has been. I was reduced to having to move my bowels in my fucking car. And you just can't discard your feces hither, thither, yonder, and nor. I would suck it up and drive around with it so I could be diplomatic about where I would actually discard it in a proper receptacle with proper bags and shit that you didn't always have. So the gentleman would be like, oh, you can come in and use a shower and stuff. But still, I held off because anything that went wrong in there, they would just blame me for it. And you know what? These guys are fucking vehement liars. They just fucking would lie. All they need to do is get you in a position that would inadvertently compromise you and turn around and wield your goddamn knives in your fucking back. That's how fucked up it is. In the fucking Auschwitz-Setzer. So that guy, I just stopped going to altogether. I just stopped parking in front of, because it was that meal where I fucking just like, there's no way a meal would do that to me, cause all of that diarrhea. But from what I understand, spell work can do that to you. So I was like, okay, well then that makes sense. I mean, it really wasn't a smart idea to actually eat food from a stranger, but he was actually acting like an altruistic person. And that's what they do. When I say they, the covens, the fucking minions that get paid to come sideways at the public and run demonic games of the crimes against humanity, which are felonies. And you just might as well see it for what it is, a fucking sex ring. You guys are enabling the sex ring by participating in it. And Department of Justice, Congress, White House, all of you people that allow it to continue in existence, you guys are enabling the goddamn sex ring. What was Epstein fucking arrested for? A sex ring. All of this Setzer, all of this Auschwitz of the Dr. Mengele brain children we have running around out here amok. Those are fucking sex ring enablers, dumbasses. And you guys are just going to sit there and idle by and not shut down the treason circuit because it's a fucking sex ring, not to mention a satanic sacrifice circuit with life insurance scam policies and organ harvesting, the trifecta. My life is so motherfucking orchestrated. And then, how can I go out and get a fucking job when you guys are still covering up the existence of this goddamn Auschwitz with all of the secret surveillance? It's like George Orwell. Orwell was right. It's an Orwellian age. Hello? But the Orwellian age is just really pre-K. Because what it is that it's a sacrifice satanic circuit fucking murdering machine. And all of these people participating in it are goddamn murdering accomplices. Murdering accomplices. And then your wealthy 1% are fucking serial killers. Hello? Has anybody really researched Dick Tracy #1 and his pet parasite? Fucking sex killers? Sex traffickers? And you got this pedophile over here that she fucking supports and endorses? And I'm still being fucking targeted. And there's still a whole bunch of other people being targeted right now. And y'all still keep the fucking sex ring enabling all of that on the plug and play, on the constant go, by providing the tax-paying dollars to shell out for its existence. Meanwhile, it's getting railroaded by it. I mean, for the ones that aren't, in that perma festival of like pervert, no consequence. Oh my God, it's a festival for them. You, the Department of Justice, are enabling all of that to stay in existence. You, White House, are just happy to get your dick wet in its existence. And you, Congress, and everybody else are enabling it. Just by, it's not really happening because I got a date with another 9-year-old. You all enabled that sex ring. Everybody participating in it is enabling the sex ring. Child molesting. Wealthy 1% are over there making bets and enabling it and becoming the goddamn fucking private investigators to act like they're actually doing an upright job when in the evening, they're the ones collaborating with each other. Meanwhile, you got the crooked-ass cops that are participating in the Truman Show. Keep on spying on me. Keep on surveilling me. You don't have to be in the fucking house to be surveilled. You have the technology out there. And still, everybody wants to keep Patricia Ann Lannon Regali in the fucking dark. Don't tell me people have been fucking arrested for coming against me, and nobody has told me goddamn fuck all for shit. Well, because, you guys will just have to deal with that in the 5D, because if you guys can enabling the targeting of me and all the others and not care about the sex ring with the children being motherfucking trafficked in it and being fucking groomed to be goddamn prostitutes, you all get to be targeted and dealt with in the 5D. You and your families. Not that most of y'all care for your families, because if you did, you'd want to actually do the altruistic thing and abolish gang stalking already. And somebody would have been dispatched to bring me the ambiguity of some fucking truth to eradicate that. And my money. And my fucking house. Don't care. You guys would just run game to keep all of that and holding and delay. You have the fucking authority to get my fucking money to me already because it's mine. And if you don't want to, don't. Then you'll just have to lose everything around you, including your career and your home and your fucking car. Because those assholes had destroyed my car with malicious intent to destroy and kill me. And yet, nobody has brought me the fucking decency of restoring my liberty, restoring my justice with the fucking truth. What about my kids? Have you guys told them what the fucking truth is about me being the fucking goddamn targeted individual with so many people trying to murder me? And tell them that it's their fucking own fucking Barbara Regali, Paul Regali, Tim Regali, Dom Renee Barber? Monica Rice, Brian Rice, Amy Coleman, Marcella Comiskey, and then the Craig Morris, Patrick and Penny. What are you waiting for? It doesn't matter because everything I had to endure, you all get to endure. And then, I do love I don't hate any one of you. Let's put it this way. I don't hate any one of you, okay? Honestly, you don't even have to ask for forgiveness. Boom, it's done. Seriously. And I do pray for you all to come into the alignment of divinity, because if you do, it's a win-win for everybody. And I do endorse karma and full love, because without it, how you gonna know to do better? Seriously. And then as a baseline, I have to offer the natural encouragement that anybody coming after me as segment, I endorse 100,000-fold return to sender on all of the negative intentions and all of the bad death magic and black magic spell work that wasn't there to serve my highest of interest, right back to sender with extra scoops of gravy, 10,000 in the return fold. That is in God's perfect will, and that is in the perfect will of karma and the balancing of forces. Whatever they decide, I'm good with, but that's what I put in my return to sender with. I have the energy to do that. I have the energy to do that. And I call back all of my energy, and anybody that is playing in my energy that shouldn't be there, off with their heads, ancestors. Slit the throats and spill their blood. And for it to never return, cast it into the abyss, never to return, be disintegrated into nothingness, for it or its kind to never return in this now throughout the eternity of this infinity. So mote it be. So, it's been Patricia Ann Landon Regali coming at you from the privacy and the safety of my beloved benefactor's sanctuary. At the time of this recording, January 12th, 2024, still there has been no Department of Justice that has dispatched somebody to come bridge the ambiguity with some truth. To date, your Department of Justice, White House, Congressman, etc. cabinet continues to enable the sex ring in that treason circuit that has been operating through FEMA and as initiated by Infragarden Citizen Court. Visit targetedjustice.com for the information, and the targeting of the individual still continues. All of these handlers are still getting paid tax dollars, monies, to go out into the public and train criminals to be criminals, and all of these criminals are getting fucking paid to do criminal acts. I mean, they got a Rolodex right there, right in the Department of Justice, in every motherfucking sector. So, when you ask yourselves, why is there all this evil in the world? Well, because your goddamn government is enabling the evil in the world. That's why we got a lot of destroyed families. That's why we got a lot of ex-murderers running around, because they have a special skill set and they're getting paid to use their special skill set in the goddamn treason circuit, otherwise known as Auschwitz, that was initiated by fucking Nazis itself, that were imported from the Nazi partition of the world, from the concentration camps, 1,300 of them, and otherwise they would have been exterminated for having been the Nuremberg trials. They escaped. They would have been tried and executed, and instead America had just given them a fucking safety and sanctuary from their own evil deeds into our country. And boom, gang stalking, boom, group stalking, boom, active concentration camps right now lying in wait, 900 of FEMA prison camps. Nobody is allowed to go visit, let alone any media. Right at the time of this recording, bitches. So, I mean, it's Infragarden Citizen Court that become king when martial law goes into an effect, and then everybody, they just have personal beef with poof, bye-bye, into the fucking abyss of their goddamn 900 presently erected FEMA prison camps at this moment. Those need to be dismantled. They need to be dismantled. And if they don't, and if you guys still keep the funding to the goddamn fucking treason circuit of this sex ring circus you all have going, well, you would invite all of that to your fucking dinner table, into the bones of your family. How many families have you all already destroyed? How many families are you destroying right now? How many people are you targeting currently? Because the targeting should never have been implemented into existence. All of that sex ring, cesspool, fucking fentanyl trafficking should never have been erected into existence. You start by cutting off the Hydra head, and the rest of it sloughs off away, and the rest of the world can come back to life again. So right now, we still have Dick Tracy number 1 and Dick Tracy number 2, fucking sex criminals, pedophiles, that enable all of this targeting, that target people themselves. Because it doesn't matter, targeting is an abomination of existence. I don't care if somebody was fucking, you got 100,000 Epsteins running all over the floor. They don't deserve to be targeted because that machine is an abomination, is based on nothing more than slander, libel, fucking gossip, and then turn around and stonewall the victim. It is all psychotic. Everybody participating in it is psychotic. Let the bodies hit the